Welcome to the Dickson County High School Football Coaches Show with Dickson County Head Coach Jeff Tomlinson and Dickson Post Sports reporter Casey Patrick. The Dickson County Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Pamela Witt First Lending Solutions, where your dreams find the perfect mortgage match. Lee Canifax with Health Markets Insurance, your local Medicare specialist, voted #1 for health insurance. Steve Jones Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, a truly enjoyable car buying experience, voted the #1 auto dealership in Dickson County. Tim Sutherland with Rolling Hills Realty, where trust meets expertise, navigating the real estate market with confidence and unlocking your home dream. Preston Thompson's Carpet Shop, for all your flooring and paint needs since 1970, voted #1 in Dickson County. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Remember, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Now, here are Coach Jeff Tomlinson and Casey Patrick.
Hello and welcome to the Dickson County High School Football Coaches Show. I'm Casey Patrick. I'm here with Coach Jeff Tomlinson.
Hello.
Coach, first of all, the win over West Creek officially put you in the playoffs. That's a huge accomplishment. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
It puts a smile to your face. It really does. The kids they played hard, worked hard all year, and now they're getting rewarded for it. And it's really good feeling.
When they've worked hard for a few years now since you've gotten here, and this was a big process that it took just to get to this point. And I know that this isn't the end result, you know.
Oh no, not at all.
5-5, 6-4
This is just another step.
It's just another step. But and you kind of brought it up to kids and stuff. What was the mood like in the locker room?
Yeah, it was great. It was, I told them, that's the first thing I said was, there was a streak around here that was, around 11, 12 years long, and that streak's no more. And they all started cheering and yelling, and we had a good time. So they're excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What 26-6 over West Creek.
Yep.
Now, I'll be honest, Coach. I haven't seen them, and I didn't get to watch the game. But it looked like with a lot of the same opponents, y'all's scores and their scores, there was a lot of similarities.
Right.
And I personally thought, and you probably saw my score prediction, I thought it'd be a little bit closer. But
right.
You guys were really able to dominate that game. What went into that?
We played probably our most complete half of football in that first half. We did a really good job of executing third down conversions and moving the ball, controlling the clock just like we wanted to, and that first drive was over 10 minutes of the first quarter, and we actually only come away with 3 points on the first drive. But we were defensively, we were able to lock them down pretty good, and we got the ball back and put together another drive. So offensively, defensively, and special teams wise, we just played the most complete half of football that we've played all year.
Well, and I saw that Wyatt Grambling was able to make it back out there. That's important for your offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, going forward too into the playoffs, and Wyatt being able to get back out there in his injury at Kenwood was not as severe as we were glad, but at the time we were kind of worried that it may be a little more severe than what it was, and it wasn't. So he was able to get out there and run around, and he had a really good night. He was probably his best game. At quarterback too, and Coach Jones was in here earlier, and we had 163 yards passing and 162 yards rushing. So you couldn't get much more balance that way. Now, we didn't throw it as many times as we ran it, of course, but the way that we played the game is exactly like the Kenwood game, except we capitalized on those throws that we didn't capitalize in with Kenwood. So we were able to hit a couple of home runs, and that's pretty fun whenever you get that off the running game working as well as it is, and you have sucking people up in the box, and you can hit one over the top, and we was able to do that Friday.
Well, and that's good to get on tape too, not just for you but your opponents, because you show them, hey, we're gonna run the ball, and you know that. But if we start to hit the passes, it really, you keep the defensive coordinators up at night, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like the same thing with being able to keep the change in your favor and being ahead of the change. When you're not predictable in what you're fixing to do, it's not a rundown, obvious run or an obvious passing situation. It also keeps those defenses very, it keeps them guessing.
Now, and I know that you just brought this up, but you said it was the game plan was kind of like Kenwood game plan, but Was that the only difference, just hitting on those pass plays?
Pretty much, yeah. The West Creek did a pretty good job of taken away the edge that we was able to get on Kenwood, and of course they practiced it all week, and they took the edge away from us and made us work for what we needed, or what we got. But our option game really played well the other night. We were diving, and quarterback was keeping, and we were getting it all the way to the pitch, and it was read well by the quarterback and by Wyatt, and just had a really good night.
Okay, now in the option game, of course, you've got plenty of different guys in the backfield that get the ball. Anybody that not a usual suspect that kind of made a difference for you Friday night?
Frazier did what Frazier does, and he did a great job. Tristan Brown played well. We actually ran a little jet pass where he threw the ball and threw it to Landon Carr, and we completed a little gimmick play, if you will, and it was good. Aiden Beard had a couple of good pitch carries, and he got down inside the one. We should have got in, and I thought he scored, but they called him down at the one, and of course he was upset because he won, and rightfully so. I wanted to see him score too, and they he kind of got that one stolen. But yeah, we had a good, well-rounded game by a lot of different players.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take our first break just real quick, and make sure you don't go anywhere, because when we get back, we are going to talk about Northwest, the last opponent of the season, but we've got some other things we want to go over. So make sure you stay right here with us.
If you're looking to buy or sell in Dickson County, Tennessee, call Tim Southerland at Rolling Hills Realty. As a seasoned realtor, Tim knows how to get you the best price for your home. Selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you'll make, so trust the expert. Call Tim Southerland today at 615-720-1568 or visit rollinghillsrealtydixon.com.
Looking for a mortgage loan? Look no further than First Lending Solutions. Pamela Witt and her team make getting a mortgage easy with no hidden fees and no surprises. We work for you, not the banks, so you can trust us to have your best interest at heart. Get pre-approved in minutes and enjoy seamless, stress-free experience. Apply online or call us today.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome back to the Dickson County High School Football Coaches Show. I'm Casey Patrick here with Coach Tomlinson. Coach, again, we're going to get to the defense, and don't get me wrong, we will talk about the defense because you shut them out in the first half. But I want to stick with the offense. I did have a question here that I wrote down. How is the offense, and you kind of already got to it a little bit, but how is the offense evolving as the season's gone on and with the playoffs approach?
Yeah, it's really coming around, and that's what it takes time. And I told Coach Holly, a year or so ago, I said, it takes time to understand and how to run this offense and the timing of it and everything. And so it's going to take more than, just a year. You got to just be patient and let it develop. And it's starting to come around and develop the way that we want it. You can see we're methodical now, and we don't panic, and, we just run the offense like it's supposed to be ran, and we get, move the sticks. And when we get a chance, we take a shot, and we're starting to connect on those shots.
Well, and this is something that I've said a few times, but I think it's important to reiterate. The team, the more they get consistent in the offense and the better it gets, the more you see their confidence grow with it too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it just comes second nature to them, and they get confident in their ability, and they confident in what we're doing, and then that builds on itself, and just that confidence really goes a long way in winning and executing, and when you have confidence in your ability, and that's something that we didn't have around here very much. not just confidence in the scheme, but a confidence in your teammates, confidence in your ability, and we're starting to see that, and that's why we're having success.
All righty. Well, I want to jump over to the defense. You talked about that first half complete set of football. Was there a difference with your defense with the second half? I know you gave a few points, but
no, not really. The only thing second half wise that I was not real happy with the fact that we didn't just finish. We played well. We didn't play bad in the second half. We just didn't finish. We still had some good drives offensively, but we fumbled inside the 10 or really at the 1 yard line. That's how we got 26 because we ended up with a safety.
Yeah.
But or we caused a safety, not our own safety. But defensively, we were more dominant in the first half of just not giving up a yard at all, and in the second half that we were starting to see a little bit. They were able to kind of pick at us a little bit, and we had the one drive they scored on. We were really sloppy and had 2 pass interferences in that one drive, and but other than that, like I said, played pretty well.
So was it more about just winning at the point of attack, or?
Yeah. Our offensive defensive line was very dominant in the game, and we were able to establish be able to establish ourselves and our dominance down in the trenches, and that was what we really wanted.
Well, and I know I talk about confidence a lot, but when you do establish the dominance at the line, that's got to give. Your guys have got to get a little bit of confidence from that too, right?
Yeah, especially the offensive and defensive linemen. They enjoy it. They get really excited when they're getting to push people around, and they know they're winning, and they know they're dominating the line, the point of attack, and the line of scrimmage, and they like it. Defensively, our linebackers were real active the other night. And Isaiah Daniels always is, but he was very active the other night. Elijah did not play; he was still out with an ankle injury. So Whit Farrell stepped in and played a really good job at his spot at linebacker, and they were very active.
Okay, well, let's see. I had one more question. Oh yeah, and I'm glad you said Isaiah Daniel. Other than him, which you can talk about him too, but his name is one that's been brought up a lot this year because he has been a really consistent player, at least the back end part of the schedule on the defensive side of the ball at linebacker. Who are some other guys that have really stepped up, and not the same names that we always say, but who are some other guys on the defensive side of the ball that have stepped up, especially here recently?
Yeah, well, of course, like I said about Isaiah, his motor just don't stop, and he just goes and goes, and he's all over the place. But Gavin Taylor's played well the last couple of weeks. Gavin was out for a while with a back injury and missed 2 or 3 games, and it was really hard. It took him time to get over that, but he's played really well the last couple of games. Landon Carr played quite a bit at corner the other night. Darden was out. Not out, but he was limited with a shoulder sprain. So Landon Carr played a lot at corner and did a really good job at the corner position the other night too.
Okay, now, and I want to ask the same question I asked about the offense. As the season's progressed and going into the playoffs, how has this defense really evolved and shifted and changed?
Yeah, it's again same thing. You get more comfortable and confident in your ability whenever you believe in the philosophy and the system that we're running, and now that they're very familiar with what we're doing, and it's second nature to run some of that organized chaos and those blitz packages and things that we run, and it's pretty fun to see. Luke Markham the other night, I said, Luke, you think if we needed to, could you go down at Mike and play into Mike linebacker? And he said, yeah, no problem. I got it all. And he knows every position on the field. Luke is great. And so they're confident in their ability and they're confident in the system, and it's really helped them, be successful.
Well, and as this team has grown, and you've got, of course, the older guys and the starters that have really they have really taken control of the offense and the defense. Does that make it a little bit easier to get some other guys into the game too, as people start to learn and understand what needs to be done?
And we didn't get too defensively the other night. I was hoping to, but last week in practice we were splitting some reps with letting Hunter Webb and Aiden White and Martez Stewart and Devin Dugan, and a lot of those guys were rotating in with the first defense in practice. Every starter, like say Gavin, for example, Gavin would get 4 plays, and then we would put Aiden White in for 2, and then Gavin would get 4. So it was a 4-to-2 ratio throughout the whole practice, and and they were able to get work in and start, plugging in with some of those older guys. It really helps out, and it's really fun. We do that offensively too, in the backfield, and Coach Dawson has a couple of O-linemen that he likes to mix in with the starters in practice. And, if the opportunity arises, we're going to do it in the game.
All righty. Well, we're going to take our next break, and whenever we get back, we'll talk about a few other things, what happened over the weekend, stuff like that. So make sure you don't go anywhere.
Nothing updates your home like new flooring, and we have it all. Carpet, LVP, wood, vinyl, and tile, along with professional installation, warranties, and friendly advice. Preston Thompson's Flooring and Paint, voted #1 flooring store in Dickson County.
Steve Jones Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, voted #1 auto dealer in Dickson County. A truly enjoyable car buying experience. Friendly customer service and a great selection of vehicles. Visit us today.
If you're looking to buy or sell in Dickson County, Tennessee, call Tim Southerland at Rolling Hills Realty. As a seasoned realtor, Tim knows how to get you the best price for your home. Selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you'll make, so trust the expert. Call Tim Southerland today at 615-720-1568 or visit rollinghillsrealtydixon.com.
Watch it! Did that guy even see that girl on her bike?
Just like looking for other cars before switching lanes, drivers should keep their eyes out for those traveling on bikes. When a crash occurs between a vehicle and a bike, it's the cyclist who is most likely to be injured. Give cyclists room and do not pass too closely. Riders have the same rights and responsibilities as those behind the wheel.
Be aware, be alert. Brought to you by THSO, the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Steve Jones Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, a truly enjoyable car buying experience. Come see why we were voted #1 auto dealer in Dickson County. Visit stevejonesauto.com.
If your paint project calls for bold and vibrant neutrals or soft pastels, Benjamin Moore has the design-inspired colors you've been looking for in a full line of durable, long-lasting paints. And they're all here at Preston Thompson's Flooring and Paint, voted #1 paint store in Dickson.
Welcome back to the Dickson County High School Football Coaches Show. My name is Casey Patrick, here with Coach Tomlinson. Coach, before I get into the weekend stuff, I saw something. I'm friends with a few of the coaching staff on Dickson County and everywhere else too. But I saw that y'all had I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but you had a split. Your JV team split. One went, and how cool is it to know that both of those guys went out, both of those teams went out and did their job too?
Yeah, and then they both pitched shutouts too.
Mm-hmm.
So we sent the freshmen to Fairview, and Coach Dog drove the bus and carried a few coaches with him to Fairview, and they ended up did a great job and won that game 22-0 over at Fairview. And then Coach Daniel took a bus and took the JV kids or a lot of the other guys up to Kenwood for a JV game at Kenwood, and they come home with a 6-0 victory up there. So it's fun to do that. It was, Coach Parker loved it too because he does that a lot in baseball. And, we sent two teams, two different directions and come back with 2 W's. It's pretty cool.
Well, and again, just more playing time, right, for these guys,
Mm-hmm.
and that's more or less what it's all about.
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing. We had another one of these scheduled, but fall break kind of messed that one up because it was the Monday of fall break, and we only had to got to play the one game instead of 2. But we've played every week. I think we're going to end up with like 11 or 12 JV/freshman games this year, which is great. I know that when I first got here, there was 3 on the schedule, and that's not acceptable. That you can't develop and build a program by letting your young guys play only 3 times. They're out there working hard. They deserve to play. They need to be able to. They need to play 8, 9, 10, 11 games too.
Absolutely, I agree. Now, did you see anything this weekend? Did you watch any football that you liked?
You know what? Of course, I watched UT, and they didn't play very well in the second half, of course. And they're definitely better on defense, better special teams wise, but they're not offensively.
No,
they're not bad, but they're not what they used to be or what they were last year. And that's just it happens from year to year. You get some people come in and are a little better than others, and that's just the way it works. But
need to get rid of some of the guys.
But after that, I actually sat last night, and I got ESPN Plus, so I get to any game imaginable, I got it on. I can look at it. So I actually watched Austin Peay in Southern Utah last night.
Okay, cool.
And that was fun. And Austin Peay come back from 21 down to tie it and send it to overtime, and ended up going double overtime, and they won 48-45.
I bet that was a heck of a game.
So it was a great game to watch, and I enjoyed it, and I loved Scotty Walden at Austin Peay. Anyway, he's a spark plug, and he's fiery, and he's got so much energy. He's crazy.
He's got a lot of energy.
He's crazy how wired he is all the time, and I really enjoy talking with him. I've talked to him multiple times, and I really enjoy talking with him, and he's got a lot of good stuff that maybe not X's and O's wise, but just philosophy and mental stuff that I like to, about him.
Okay. Now, is there anybody on Austin Peay's roster that you may have coached or coached against that you kept up with or anything like that? I just thought about that.
I didn't even thought about it, so I don't really know. I know Jabari Killebrew's up there.
That's true. Yeah,
helping out with the team, and he's with the
he always does an excellent job.
Managerial staff, and he was with the team whenever they flew to Vegas, I think, and did some stuff in Vegas before going to Utah.
Okay.
Like they spent a day in Vegas before being at Utah, and so Jabari was all with that. And, but I could probably, there's probably somebody on those rosters, but I can't right off the top of my head. I can't think about it.
Okay. And one other question I wanted to ask you: whenever the Titans have a bye week, does that change the way anything happens around here on Sundays?
No, I mean it didn't today. We met a little earlier today because Coach Brady had a 1-year-old birthday party to go to. So, so we come in right after church, rushed here right after church to meet, and so we got a little bit done, a little bit different. But now it didn't change this time. Dog, of course, had more free time today because the Titans aren't playing. So, and he's a big Titans guy. As we all are, we all want to see him win, but we're not like
Dog's
not like Dog. So
Dog's a fan.
But no, it didn't change much.
All righty. Well, make sure y'all don't go anywhere. When we get back, it's going to be all Northwest, the final game of the year, the final tune-up before the playoffs.
That's right.
All righty. Well, make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about them. Come right back.
Nothing updates your home like new flooring, and we have it all. Carpet, LVP, wood, vinyl, and tile, along with professional installation, warranties, and friendly advice. Preston Thompson's Flooring and Paint, voted #1 flooring store in Dickson County.
Looking for a mortgage loan? Look no further than First Lending Solutions. Pamela Witt and her team make getting a mortgage easy with no hidden fees and no surprises. We work for you, not the banks, so you can trust us to have your best interest at heart. Get pre-approved in minutes and enjoy a seamless, stress-free experience. Apply online or call us today.
Steve Jones Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, voted #1 auto dealer in Dickson County. A truly enjoyable car buying experience, friendly customer service, and a great selection of vehicles. Visit us today.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Welcome back to the Dickson County High School Football Coaches Show. My name is Casey Patrick. I'm here with Coach Tomlinson. Coach, you got Northwest. They're 0-9.
Right.
But that really shouldn't matter much, should it?
It doesn't.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about records. We're going to talk about executing our game plan and working hard this week in practice and coming out and playing a ball game and winning one for some seniors on senior night.
Absolutely. Well, and like you said, regardless of whether they're 0-9 or 9-0, you do have senior night on Friday night, and you really want to see these guys operate at a high level before the postseason, right?
Absolutely. You want to fine-tune stuff for the postseason. You don't want to be sloppy. You don't want to take anybody for granted. I don't care if they are 0-9. We're not going to take somebody for granted and just overlook them and work something else. We're going to work to beat the Northwest Vikings this week, and that's what it starts Monday right after school and practice.
Is there anything different you have to look for to make sure that everybody does, and not that they wouldn't, but that everybody does take it serious? Is there anything different you have to look for to make sure?
No, I mean, it's just like, it's the same way. Yeah, kind of it is. I mean, but it's the same way as just finishing a game at the end of like the West Creek game. You go back to that West Creek game. We played a great first half. Didn't play a bad second half, but we didn't just finish like we should have. So you're looking for finish, and in practice, same thing, attention to detail. You're going to keep, you got to focus on talking to the players about, about finishing, being self-motivated and driven to do it exactly the way it's supposed to be done, and don't take anything for granted, because we're still going to be precise in how we get things accomplished.
Okay, now what do you think they're going to try and do on the offensive side of the ball?
Oh, well, I mean, they've done quite a. I mean, obviously they're reaching, so they're trying to find something that works for them, and so they've done a little bit of everything in terms of being in the shotgun and trying to throw it a little bit, and line up and trying to run it, and trying to sweep it to the outside. So I'm really, honestly, we're gonna prepare for just about all of it. I mean, we've got to put in a little bit of it, but with the way that they're just kind of grasping, trying to find something that that they can hang their hat on. So yeah. It's hard for us to really focus in on one thing. We just got to be prepared for everything.
Okay, now defensively, what are they going to look like? And I mean, it's going to be kind of the same game plan for you guys?
Yeah, it is actually. They run the same thing. We're seeing the same defense as we saw this past week in West Creek. So you're going to have a nose guard up front, and they're going to, it's going to be that 3-4 kind of look, 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up defensive ends or linebackers on the edge. And so we've already seen, we're preparing for the same thing that we've seen this past week. So that should be easy for the kids to, be able to pick up and practice on Monday.
Okay, now, whenever you do have a game, not that by any means that this is just a throwaway game, but when you do have a game that, you're in the playoffs, stuff like that, does it make you feel a little bit freer to try things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We will do that this week too. We'll do some things, and we'll experiment with a few things this week. You want to win. You want to win for the seniors. You want to be 6-4 because that looks a whole lot better than 5-5. And you want to win the football game. But at the same time, this game doesn't mean anything in terms of our standings and playoff implications. We're 3rd seed no matter what happens this Friday night around the league or with ourselves. So that does give us a little freedom to experiment with some stuff.
Now, as a coach, how important is it for you on Friday night to see the stands packed?
Oh yeah, it's a big difference. And we've traveled well too. We had a big crowd at West Creek last Friday night. But yeah, we want to see everybody there. We want this thing to be exciting for the whole community, and we want the whole come out here and celebrate with these seniors, and just let's close Dickson County down on Friday nights and get everybody at the stadium, because it's nothing like a Friday night football game whenever you're having success.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. 6-4, first winning record in a long time out here. I think it would be cool if we did have everybody in town out here for the game. Friday
Absolutely,
night.
It'd be great.
But I think that's all I've got, Coach. I mean, you got anything else left about Northwest you want to bring up?
No, I tell you what, I Coach Pena, he does a great job with those kids, and he works really hard. I really like working with him. He's a great guy. And he's working his tail off out there. He's just in a little bit of a dry spell right now, but he'll get it. I mean, they're going to get it turned around, and he's going to be fine. But it's just, he needs to keep his head up and keep plugging along, because he's doing a great job in terms of the philosophy and teaching kids the right way, and how to, growing young kids into young men. And he does a good job with that. So I look forward to seeing him Friday.
When those dry spells, they happen with every sport at every level. I mean,
in every school, and it's just it's just the way it is sometimes. So.
Yep. Well, Coach, good luck. Congratulations last week, and good luck Friday night.
Appreciate it. Thanks. It's a lot of fun. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars. I love that part. Y'all have a good evening. We'll see you Friday night.
You've been watching the Dickson County High School Coaches Show with Dickson County head coach Jeff Tomlinson and Dickson Post sports reporter Casey Patrick. Join us each week at this time on Main Street Media TV to get the latest on Dickson County football. The Dickson County Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Pamela Witt, First Lending Solutions, Lee Canifax with Health Markets Insurance,
Steve Jones, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Tim Sutherland with Rolling Hills Realty, Preston Thompson's Carpet Shop, and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.